here we are again. Good to see you, Lily. How you doing today?
John. Doing good. How are you, sweetie?
Good, good. It's been an interesting weekend on the OTC market, even better for the penny stocks on the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange. Haven't had any great volume on the markets, but as I said, there was lots of activity if you know where to look. Been a lot of deals going on, acquisitions, a lot of change of control. We got some IPs coming up, some IPOs, right? We got some little guys that have got small share counts hitting the markets. Those should be very interesting.
Yeah, they will be. And we'll get into that. Do you have any news for us today?
You know, I do. Give me a minute here. If you've got something to say, I'll get this put together real quick. It was an oversight here, but it won't take long.
Well, I mean, the only thing that, excuse me, y'all, I'm having computer troubles.
Yeah, I love that.
Sorry, I'm so Southern. But I had computer trouble. So I don't have my charts and stuff today. But I've been following and trying to check up on the new IPO for Jay-Z. Juliet Zulu. That one's coming out tomorrow. And that's the only thing I was going to talk about is that it's a China stock. It's going to IPO probably between $5 and $7. And the underwriters are the same company that was the underwriters for HKD. And we all know that that one went to 2,500. So share count, I'm getting mixed reports, an older report saying 5 million, something more recent saying 1.3 million shares. Either way, that's still a low float. So it's one I would watch tomorrow for sure. I mean, we've already seen what the other ones have done, and there's been some massive gains on every one of them. So that's the one I'm following.
This is something new to me. I see IPOs, you know, I've been trading for about 4 or 5 years now, and I've seen IPOs come and go. And here recently, it seems we've had a slew of IPOs coming out with massively short, small share counts and free of warrants, which gives the shares complete value. And when the floats are that small, these stocks run. I mean, they move very, very quickly. Now, they may not stay up there long, but for a day trader, boy, that's a day trader's dream right there.
Exactly. So I think it's more of the trend, you know, after what HKD done or HDK. I can't ever remember.
HKD and Migo. Migo was the other one.
Yeah, they both did pretty good. And that HKD run has just sparked this trend. So it's not only a trend for us, it could be a trend for the ones that saying, hey, we're going to IPO. So let's look at that share structure. You know, who knows?
Yeah,
so they can be taking advantage too, you guys. Always keep that in mind.
Now I'm going to give this news one more chance to go through.
Sure. We got a few people.
There is another IPO coming out on Friday. You probably remember Hempaco.
I remember it.
Hempaco was a reverse merger that went in with GGI, Green Global. And I don't know, and I don't understand why, but Hempaco, after doing the reverse merger into Green Global, is now being spun out onto the Nasdaq as its own company on Friday. And they have only got 1 million shares, and the price is supposed to start between $4 and $5. But, you know, you normally can't get the start price. If you get in after the bell, you can just hang that up. You're in the race there.
True. But just a question, do you know what the ticker symbol would be?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. It will bother you. All right. I'm going to have to leave the news to see it. As soon as I move my page, you all come with me. So I just wanted to give this news one last chance, and I'll jump on over there. I do believe it's HPCO.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. Okay, here we are at the end, and we're getting the most important piece of information. Right there is our address, folks, online.
Where you find us.
That's right. We invite you to come over and chat with us through the day, see what stocks we're looking at. What stocks are you looking at? Let's shoot the bull. We love to do it. All right, let's see what we got over here. Got to refresh this. I was gone too long. Oh, they're going to make me pay. I go to these pages so often that, like Bloomberg, I can't see Bloomberg information anymore. They are forcing me to pay for it, or I just can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Hempaco downsized its initial public offering and plans to. This is horrible. This is what they do to the guys that share all the DD they find. Let's see. How about here? Hempaco Company downsized its initial public offering plans. They're expecting to sell 1 million shares for $6 each. Let's see. Ticker HPCO.
You were right.
Yeah, well, it happens occasionally. Watch is right twice a day if it's broke. So GGI today, in case you didn't notice, was running like a bat out of you know where.
Yes,
we are up 165% on GGI today.
Yes.
Now, the reason that's happening, in case you haven't put two and two together, and I'm not speaking to you, Lily, because I know you know, but if there's a spin out, there's a dividend. And anybody who holds shares of GGI gets shares of Hempaco. What I don't understand, though, is if they're IPOing on Friday, then the cutoff date for buying these shares should have already happened. I mean, it doesn't happen after the fact.
It does
before. And I didn't hear of any date. I don't know. So I don't really think, I'm just guessing here, but I don't think any of the shares bought today are going to qualify for the dividend from Hempaco. That's just.
I haven't seen anything specific, but you're absolutely right. It's usually cut off like a week or two beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say, since we're visiting GGII, I want to say it was last year, maybe the year before. I can't remember. I traded this one when it had all the hype. I mean, it was massive. And I bought in at 0.0005. So it was really nice trade. And then it didn't do what they expected. I was already out, but and now here we're back with the chatter with the news. So
let's see, a year ago. Well, we got to go back even.
It might have been two.
We'd have to go back further than that. Yeah, way back here where it's 001. God only knows what it was in this area.
It took
and there was your initial launch of the, hey, we got a merger coming.
It took a minute.
And that thing jumped from the 000 area, not sure exactly where it was, up to 16 cents.
What was so great about the trade is that 0.0004, maybe 5 was like the lowest you could get in. And then because it was starting to do probably speculation and stuff, it would go up to 0.0016 or so around that area, and then it come back down. I mean, it was totally fluctuating. Right. So I was trading it. I would sell and I would buy back in. I'd sell and I'd buy back in. And then we got this massive run, which is what I was waiting for.
And I just so happened to get ahead. That is the biggest thing with most of the stocks that I look at on my videos, and probably the stocks you're seeing too. We're seeing these stocks run, and then we're looking at them. I mean, that's what got us to look, was they're running. And we say, oh, we missed a big run. So now it's about, when is it going to bounce again? How much value was there in that news press? And that's almost getting back to speculation. You just, without a catalyst, you're trying to play the technicals. And that's why reading the charts are very, very important, because everybody is looking at those technicals. We all have the 200. We all have the 50-day. So when we see the price approaching it, underneath or over, we're all thinking the same thing, like a traffic light at the street. We all move at the same time. We all stop at the same time. And we don't even know each other. We got nothing to do with each other, and we're in harmony. And that's what the charts will do. Once you see a big jump and you start to see your dip, then you've got to start using your charts, unless another PR comes into play.
That's right. So, just from speaking about that play before, I was in super early, and it took a long time for the move to happen. So it took a lot of patience for that play. I was even doubting it was going to happen, which is why I was selling and I was buying back. I would sell and I'd buy back, because it might not have happened, so I was still making gains even while I was just playing around with it. So
that is a lesson that needs to be learned soon. First time you see something go up 1,000%, you say, oh, just a little more. And then it comes falling, and you say, oh, it'll come back and keep falling. And you say, I should have took it. That is the best lesson anybody can learn. I should have took it. You know, when it's sitting there on the table, you can come back for seconds later, but take what you can get right now because you don't know how long it's going to be sitting there. It's like going to a buffet. You see that big old thing of buffalo wings there. They taste sweet. You grab 2 or 3, you're going to come back for more. You come back, they're gone. Everybody loves them. Now you got to wait for more. When's it going to be? Mom wants to leave. I wanted more wings. So you got to take them when you see them. It's not about greedy. It's about being smart.
Yeah. I always look at it like, and I guess I've done this my whole life, like the bird in the hand. Bird in the hand's worth more than 2 in the bush that you might not get.
Absolutely.
Call me country, but that's how I grew up. So it's a sure thing.
Well, how many of us have had pipe dreams that never came to be? And that happens with stocks all the time. Now, patience will, most stocks, not all of them, but if you hold a stock long enough, it'll have its day. But if you don't take it when it has its day, when is the next day going to come? Exactly. And that's what happens with your 000 stocks. You can have a lot of days, but there can be a lot of days in between each one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Because once it died down, it was dead after that. It was done. And now here we are again, trending back up.
Another one that you may want to keep a look at, where is that EVTN? I did cover this yesterday, folks, but they got a forward split coming. If you like free shares, they haven't given us the cutoff date yet, so you can still get into this one. This is EVTN, Enviro Technologies. I did cover it yesterday. It's really weird. It is an acquisition being done through a reverse merger, but it's really a spin out. It's silly. But this company, EVTN, has bought Banner Midstream from EcoArc Holdings, which is on the Nasdaq, and they did it for 13 million shares. Well, there is only 5.5 million in the outstanding, 3.2 in the float, and they are giving away 13 million to make this deal, which gave EcoArc controlling interest in this company. So change of control happened just like that. And as soon as it did, EcoArc needed some shares to pass out dividends. So they're going to do a 4-to-1 forward split so that they have enough shares to give out dividends to anyone who owns EcoArc. In the meantime,
because that's strange.
The people at EVTN are going to get a forward split, which is going to bring the stock's price down by 3/4 and give you 4 times as many shares. It's a good deal all the way around. They had a little bit of gain today. It was higher earlier. It has dipped. I looked at this yesterday. I think it's one you need to consider. Free shares. God, you can't have anything against that. Another company I pointed out 2 days ago that's now running. It's been running for 4 days, and I don't mean running.
Playing that one.
This one, the only thing I see about Avia, and I pointed this out 2 days ago. I didn't cover it. I just pointed it out. There has been a lot of insider buying by this Mr. King Theodore Walker. He has bought all these shares. They're not humongous purchases, but they are consistent.
He's collecting. He keeps collecting.
Yeah, he's got them from the 9th to the 19th. And from what I can gather here, he's been playing put options. And he has been betting on the price falling on his own stock. And then he's grabbing the shares for him at cheaper prices. So he's been accumulating shares this way too. Then they had a filing come out yesterday. The 13G, whenever an insider owns more than 5% of a company, they've got to file one of these. And this one tells us that he owns about 15%.
Oh, wow.
I learned something that I have never seen before. When I was scrolling down just to see what information I could learn here, they had this down here. He actually answers the question of why he owns so much of this company. What is his perspective of this company? What I see in Avia. So I thought, well, this is important. A guy owns 15% of the company. I'm kind of interested. What do you see in this company? So he said, and it's kind of hard to read, but he says cloud transitions are often misunderstood because of the inherent limitations of the GAAP, which are backward looking with revenue recognition versus point-in-time committed ARR, which is the most relevant metric. Well, he's obviously talking over our heads, but he knows something here. And he goes on to say that the conversion of legacy revenue to one cloud ARR may be a bumpy quarter to quarter, but to me, the trend is clear, and I believe we are still in the second or third inning of AYA's transition with great opportunity for significantly higher, predictable, and reoccurring ARPU as AYA's 90K customers migrate, particularly once Mr. Masarek puts in place a product roadmap. So there's his reasons. He sees potential. He's working with a metric you and I don't understand. He understands the long view, So that's the whole point there. And it was running today. And there's no other news unless somebody else knows something. Do you know anything else about this company?
Well, there's a lot of these tickers that are similar. I think this is the one, though. We've been playing it within the Discord. I want to say Lee has. But either way, I think their cash on hand is pretty good. Like there's a lot of potential going on here. Maybe there's some acquisitions. There's something that's got his interest in it. I think he's been trading this one quite often. He's been watching it.
Well, as you can see over the last 5 days, she's bouncing off the low bubble and just climbing nice and steady. She's riding up on that 200. She's got a nice trend going right now with only that. Insider buys that have been steady, consistent. People like to see that, and now that I've read his reasons, even though I only understand about 23% of it, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well, that may have been what we were playing is the insider buys. We'll do that too. Stock starts trending up. There you go. We don't need any other reason, really.
Now, 6 months ago, she was at a high of over $21. And we just had a low.
That makes it look good.
And a low about 2 weeks ago, maybe 10 days of 60 cents. And you can see the volume right now has been increasing. But when is this? He started investing in the 9th. This is July 29th. So this is even before he started buying. Here is there's their financials on the 9th. So he started investing on the 9th. Must not have been too good. They fell all day.
If he was playing puts, then it was hedging his position.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If he was playing puts, the man was in the right place. It sounds bad to bet against your own team, but he converted it into shares for his own team.
It's strategy.
Very smart. And we can see here over the last 4 days, she has been working her way across all the SMAs. You can see the price bars all got bigger once she got on top of the 50-day SMA. Started picking up some momentum, and she is now tapping underneath the 200. Tap that a couple of times, break a hole. She will get on top. Technicals still look very good on the 4 hour.
Yeah.
And the 5 minute, you saw that. She's been pretty steady. Technicals do look like she's dipping, but hey, there are dips in there. That's what you see here. Ups and downs. But the trend
I also see the stair pattern, the stair pattern. I like seeing that.
Yeah, you can almost expect one big jump each day.
Yeah. So one to keep your eye on, folks.
Let's see what else I got sitting over here. Who we got here now that I've got a gander? Top Sealer Jurgen. Good to see you. In a matter of speaking, Top Jurgen. I really can't see you. Don't worry about combing your hair. You look good to me. All right. That's about it right now. That's the only one talking to us. That's okay.
5 more watching. So anybody that is watching, if you have any tickers you want us to look over, penny stocks or OTC, throw them in the comments.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Honestly, we'll fill the time with stuff we've been looking at, but chances are you've probably heard or seen a lot of this stuff. At the end of the day, there have been some things. I haven't looked at them yet, though, really. Another stock that you're probably familiar with, I just want to put back in your view, is TXTM. Remember, folks, these are companies that had big runs, then fell a lot. Why? Because there was no more catalyst. It got quiet, and there's other things that you can go take that money and do. So they're at new buy prices. And these companies are just in the midst of finishing. TXTM right now, from what I remember, they were just about ready to put out the financials. We just had another company the other day. When you have these reverse merger takeovers, we start bidding the price way up on a stock, but we have no clue what the new company's worth because they're a private company. Their financials aren't public record. So we have no idea what they're worth. And we have to wait for them to post them. Well, this is one of the companies, just like another one. Oh, it'll come to me here in just a minute. Once they post them, we'll have a better idea. Well, on Twitter, he said he was answering the company CO, which is not on a Twitter account for the company. It's on his name. I think it's Dewey Duploy, something like that for TXTM's news. He said that they were filing everything for the finalizing of the change of control and to upload the financials, but then the OTC requested a NOBO, and that put a kink in everything. Now, a NOBO is just a form giving permission for the beneficiary shareholders information to be released to the public, their address, phone numbers, all that stuff. Once they say, yeah, you can put my information out there, then we can get the change of control and the financials. And this is right around the corner. It's just about ready to happen. When those financials come out, this is going to jump. Now, I have no clue what they're worth, but it's down again, and that's going to be a fresh catalyst. So keep your eye on TXTM. This is the, I do believe this is the South African cannabis company. It's a big, long name. Yeah, the South African Medicinal Marijuana Dispensary Acquisition Company.
That is a long one.
Yeah, it's a long one. So you got this one going on. And then the other one, which we haven't heard anything about, but you want to keep your ear to the grindstone, is Cartel. They've had their name changed. They've had their ticker changed now. This is the company that just did a reverse merger and changed this from Quench, used to be Quench, and they are in South Korea working with psilocybin and CBD, and they have got South Korea's backing. I mean, they've got the country's backing, not just a license. The country's backing them to do what they're doing, and I think they're the only company over there doing it right now. So this is another one you don't want to forget about. These kind of fall to the wayside when so much new stuff comes up. We forget about the old ones that aren't done yet. They just ran off the first initial, we're going to do a merger. And then we've signed a letter of intent. Yep. We're going to close the merger. And I mean, they got 4 or 5 letters, and normally the very first one is the biggest bounce. And you see smaller bounces from that point out. It's just the way it goes. But if one of these companies put in financials that are just, woo, you could get a serious bounce out of it. So you want to keep these on your watch list.
Absolutely. And Gabriel had asked about PRCX.
PRCX.
Yeah, we can check on that one.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. All right, company I'm not too familiar with. Let's see what we got here. Phoenix Rising Companies announces MOU to acquire Morpheus Robotics, a medical artificial intelligence. That was back in May. Got anything newer here? No. So they're obviously in the medical field working with robotics. Pretty interesting. I know that's already a growing field. That's ahead of everybody else right now. Let's see what sort of share structure we got with this company. 814 million. I always use the unrestricted shares. Let's see what we got for financials. Are they actually making money? They are making money. At the end of last year, they were at 13 million. Ooh, but it sure cost them a lot of money to get that. They only got to keep $68,000 out of 13 million. Ouch. Quarterly.
Yeah, that is rough.
Same thing. They're making good money. They're $7.7 million in 3 months, but they only got to keep $76,000 of it. Ouch. I see they are penny stock exempt. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. It means they all growed up and they mature. Even though it's a penny stock, there's no doubt by that price, 0012. They are not considered a penny stock. Even though it's sold on the OTC market, it is not treated like a penny stock. To qualify for penny stock exemption, you have to have been in business for at least 3 to 6 years. And during that entire time, you have had to have your filings all caught up, no bad trouble. And you've got to have millions of dollars in the bank for the entire period of time. That takes away the risk of being a startup company. So as I said, they all growed up and matured. They're responsible. So you can trust these companies more. They are delinquent right now. You can trust them more. They are delinquent on their SEC reporting right now. Hopefully that's just one filing.
Yeah.
No.
That exempt status might go away.
Let's see what we got here. I see a 10Q here for 630. I don't know what else. There's 330s. There's 1230s. And this was just put in. Oh, okay. This was just put in today. This was just put in today, 825.
Oh.
So this should drop off here. As long as they accept it and it's all good, that should drop off. And let's see then. What was the volume sensor here? Any excitement? Yeah, there was some excitement around this company today. Wow. 18 million to 288 million. What a big jump.
Wow.
You know, just out of curiosity, because that's a huge volume jump there. And we didn't find anything except that it looks like they're going to be not delinquent. Now, I don't know if that's a big enough catalyst to get you to move, but people do like security. So I'm going to put in the ticker over here, Twitter, and see if we can come up with it. What is it?
PRCX.
I like Twitter. There's just a lot of people doing DD over here, and you never know what you might find. PRCX, delinquent SEC reporting. The stock can be delisted at any moment.
It's
not
moving?
true, folks. Not true. You have to be, first you got to get the pink limited, you know, from the, and they are on the OTC, right?
Yeah, they're on the QB.
Yeah, they're on the QB, the middle tier. So they're late. If they're late too long, they will get a grace warning. It's called grace period. That'll be down here in yellow, and that gives them 15 days before they're thrown off. And you can find the date by coming over here to quote underneath proprietary quote eligibility. Right there, it'll say grace period end date. And you can see the last day that they're going to be on the open market. So if you were considering buying them, you may want to reconsider at that point. So this company, they didn't look that far behind. I don't think they were that close to the precipice. You've normally got to be a lot further back than that. All right, let's go take a look at the chart. Oh, no. We were still looking to see if Twitter had anything more than that delinquent reporting. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, not to be confused with JZ, which is IPOing tomorrow. Verified profile this month, which costs $5,000. I didn't know that. OTC float, 814 million. I like the way he says that. Only 814
and I'm
million.
sitting there like, that's not great.
So often I'll see that. The stock is running on a thin float of 750 million. It's like thin.
A lot.
Oh my God. But hey, whatever floats your
maybe
boat.
because the price is so low. I mean, you can buy a lot. There's a lot of liquidity that could happen in there, but that's still a lot. So as you move up, you start having trouble.
I do not see any other catalyst there. I think it is strictly about this thing not going any deeper into delinquency. So what did they say? We were up to date?
Well, if that's the case, they probably, that filing's been out there since June. We could see if it's been trending down since June. Maybe they got the filing today or yesterday, and maybe that's where our volume came from, All
right. They did have a 30% fall today. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, big fall. You can see they were going straight across for the whole last week. Let's get a bigger picture. Let's see what she's been doing over the year.
Especially since June.
1 year ago, she was at just over 8 cents. Had a huge fall here back in October. She's been falling ever since. And she's pretty much got down here on the floor at 001. And that's where she's pretty much been hanging out. All of her volume has been coming into the picture here this year in May. She's been tapering down until today. We've got the biggest spike of volume in a year. This is the strongest bit of volume that we've had. Let's come on down to that 6 months, see what we've got going on. All right, there's where all that volume started in May again. And we're right under the 200. She's not even making an attempt. Since she got under it here, she's just, every time the 200 comes lower, she pushes lower too. She had a low bubble today. And I'm willing to bet that is a 52-week low.
Probably.
It is. That's a 52-week low. And in many cases, a stock will jump when it hits a 52-week low. You just see a bounce out of it. And we got a huge bounce. You can see the volume there to prove it. We got a huge bounce off of that low. Now, she didn't do anything. Look at that. Talk about being dead in the water.
I don't like the way it looks. I would watch it from the low. Let's see if we start trending up. But I don't like this at all. Like the volume we're seeing is like selling pressure. So
Yeah.
is there something we don't know? Is it because I mean they filed, is it accepted? Was it not accepted? I don't know yet.
Yeah, this I think it's an overreaction. It has fallen 30% from 0016 down to 0012, and she's cracked her head on that 50. And I mean, she fell hard, really hard, came back up and is just right here on this line. Technicals don't look like anything to even consider as a recovery. The volume has been falling all day. What we're going to wait for then is obviously to see if that delinquent falls off and if that makes the investors feel any better. We don't see any other catalysts sitting on the table right now.
Watch that chart because the low bubbles usually do trend up and do pretty good. But, do you get back in there or buy there and you wait months and months? We can't say. But just keep an eye on the chart. At this point, you've got some time to be patient.
All right, I see Mr. Knight would like us to look at WN.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up now. WNBD.
Yeah, I believe this is Winning Brands. Yes, it is. Winning Brands. Okay, let's start with the chart since this is where we're sitting right now. That is a 4-hour chart. Let's just take a quick gander at our year. So we were at a high of 0017. And March of this year, we hit 0005. Right now, we are at 001. We're just about double that. She's got a strong breakout on the yearly. She's gotten over that 200-day SMA. Let's come down closer to our 6-month 4-hour. Again, she's broke out over that 200 and has not looked back. She has been climbing for the last 6 days. Technicals are very strong. Everything is continuing to push up, including the RSI. That is on the 4-hour, though. 1-hour journey. Not doing a whole lot here. She was just bouncing one up and one down. That's all you've got here from 0007 to 0008. And she got over the 200. And she was actually over the 200 here, just not showing any motivation. And this is on the 18th. She decided that she was tired of sitting down there and started to push up. Looks like she's riding on the 20 primarily, and it's pretty strong. It's difficult when you see wicks on both sides of these bars going up. It's difficult to tell what's going to happen, but everything is still looking good on the 1-hour. Technicals are still pushing. 5-day, it is a gradual growth, but that's what you expect coming out of the 0001s, right? You don't see a whole lot of activity on the trips, but she's up to 0012. She hit a high here, pulled back, bounced off the 50. She has bounced off of that, but she's fighting the 50 right now. Technicals look like she is inclined to pull back. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if she fell back to the 200. Wouldn't be surprised at all. She's only tagged it once, and it just came into the picture. And I notice that a lot. When a new SMA comes on the board, the price just wants to go touch it. Just has to touch it, won't leave it alone. So it's just like a kid. So it's touched it once. Hey, look, there's something new in the neighborhood. And then they're getting used to it, but I really think it's going to come back down and tap it again.
I will say I like the overall uptrend it's been in. Like maybe it's anticipation of a catalyst, like it's building up, and we might see a larger pop off, but I don't know what's going on. So that's the way it looks.
Let's see if there's anything going on then. All right, let's see what the volume was today. She jumped from 21 million to 155 million. So you are looking at like 7 times her normal volume in one day. Share structure. Ow. Oh, God, man. Look at that. 5
billion?
That's 5.4 billion. And look what's in restricted. Only 26 million shares are owned by insiders, and we get 5.4 billion shares. Woohoo! They say they got 3,000 shareholders in this stock. That's actually a lot, folks. Most stocks I see are lucky to have a few hundred. Honestly, most are lucky to have a few hundred. Financials for Win Brands. They did about $500,000 at the end of last year and got to keep 300 million. That's better. I mean, it's not making as much money as the last company, but they're taking home more. And quarterly, are they still pumping it out? Yeah, they are. They did $92,000 first 3 months of this year. Disclosures, we got anything going on over here? They just had a quarterly report come out a few days ago. That's a great place to get information, and we've got nothing current in the SECs. Last place to look, if you don't count Twitter, is our news. 2 weeks ago, we had news. Gesture Tech resumes European deliveries of its patented interactive gesture control technology. I see.
I'm not even sure what that is.
I'm presuming, and we can jump in, Winning Brands announces intention to acquire Gesture Tech Systems. So it's become a subsidiary. They obviously closed that deal, and now they're working that deal. Let's see what that deal is, because it's been moving now for a week. It's been moving for a week without any catalyst. This would have been the last catalyst. Company is pleased to announce on August 2022, delivery by Gesture Tech Health of Gesture Tech's popular Cube V5 turnkey interactive floor projection system to Europe for customer integration by renowned audio-vision concern, and some fancy name there. So they got a new customer and they've delivered something like this. I don't know what that is.
I've actually seen those. I wonder if they're the interactive things they have on the floor. But when I've seen it, it's been for kids. Kids play with it.
It looks like something interactive on the floor, and I can't imagine it being anything but entertainment. It seems a hard way to do research. So Winning Brands is doing something with gesture control technology with their new subsidiary. So they did have a 10% jump today. It's at a real good buy price. I mean, if you like this company, 0011, all it's got to do is get the 002, which is like about that far away from it, and you would double your money. 100% gains. And it gets to 345. That's 500 times percent your money. That's a great place to buy.
The thing to keep in mind with this one is your share structure.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder to move this one up. Like, I think it's already trended up significantly. If it gets a pop, that's about all you're going to get out of that one, probably.
The other thing you've always got to consider when you have a company that has a ton of shares in the float is a reverse split. If they want to uplist to the QB, you got to be a penny. So that would be a 1 in 10 reverse split. So that 5.4 billion would turn into 540 million, which would be a heck of a lot better. I'd be willing to live with that. But that's something you do have to consider. All right. What else you got? You got another one up there for me?
Yeah, they have. Gabriel was asking about CNGT.
Yeah.
Charlie, November, Golf, Tango.
Yeah, I've got a second screen here so I can actually see what you put up.
Perfect.
Boy, is that nice. Yes, we looked at this the other day. This was a surprise. Come on now. There you go. This was a surprise to everybody. It was Region Bio Wellness and Emergent. They did a merger together. Actually, Emergent acquired Region Bio Wellness. And the whole deal went down without a hitch. It was great. The stock ran perfect. Well, after the fact, some information came to surface that was not revealed before the deal. And it was good news. Turns out that Region Bio Wellness was the controlling holder of stock for CNGT. They owned 70% of the company. So by default, Emergent became the controlling interest of this through Region Bio Wellness. They took Region Bio Wellness's management, Mr. Zimbler and Mr. Morrison. They are now sitting in for the management. And I do believe they had something going on with the share structure. There was something else they had going on.
Let's see it.
Oh, come on now. Move. Da-da-da-da. I think I got too many windows open. I think I got too many windows open. All right. News. Here we go. That's very old. That's from 2015. Canagistics corporate update. This is when they filled us in on everything. Let's see. Canagistics, through the action of its board of directors and controlling shareholder now, Region Bio Wellness, recently appointed James Zimbler as the president, and Jim Morrison remains director of the company. That's right.
That name for other companies too. I think he's involved with a lot of stuff. That Jim Morrison guy.
He could be.
I would not forget the name of the man that's the lead singer of the Doors. So I know I've seen him in other companies. It's Jim Morrison. That's how I remember it.
Same guy. That's
how I remember it.
The man of psychedelics, right. So the company said that what they plan on doing with CGNT, they did a deal with CannaWorks a little while ago, and they renamed the company to Integrity Wellness Group. Well, when they got CannaWorks, they got 100% of it. They got all of their IP, their intellectual property, all of their products. They got lots of products. They got topical ointments made out of CBD and other stuff that are approved by the FDA, have patents in Europe and America. They've got thin film toothpaste. They've got fertilizer, lozenges, gum. They've got lots of stuff, and they said they're launching all of it. They are launching all of it under a new brand called Holistic Company. Let me see. There was something else. Oh, they were going to do an offering. The old company was going to put some more shares on the market. They're not going to do it. It has been canceled. They were going to change the name. They're not going to change the name. And there was a reverse split. There sure was. It was filed for a while ago. It was sitting there. It could have been done at any time without notice. And now they said no reverse split.
They canceled it?
They canceled it. So we got everything we wanted. No extra shares, no reverse split. They don't care to change the name. It's not that important to them. They got new management in there, and it is now under Region Bio Wellness. And they're going to be launching all their products. So
did we already look at that chart? Because if not, I got to see what it looks like.
Oh, we're going to go to the chart right now.
After canceling all this stuff, and not doing it. So I'm wondering if the investors are pleased with that. They like that. I would think so.
Now, that was on the 23rd. We had that news press come out. Yeah, the 23rd. And when did she jump? Well, this jump, wow.
That's a huge
This is
jump.
when they got CannaWorks. That was back in December. That's when they got CannaWorks. Okay. And right here, this is the 16th. So I'm not quite sure. Let's just poke.
That's some insider trading right now. People know stuff they should not know. That's what that is. Makes me so mad.
Now let's come on down.
Is totally dead until the 16th, right before that news. How convenient.
So we looked at it after this run, and you can see she was fighting to just stay half of what she did that first day. And she's way down low right now. I mean, for all the good news and all that's going on, people have just vacated. That was 2 days ago, which puts it right here. So they had to jump first thing in the morning. Nice bump, came up here in the first hour and then fell and has been falling ever since that news press came out. So as good as the news is.
You see the move from the 16th. There were so many ready for that press. They were ready for it. There's no other way to explain that.
Yeah. I see that. We look at a lot of charts, and just before, like the news came out this morning, but yesterday at 3:30, you see the stock start climbing when it hasn't been doing anything for days. And it's like, why did it do that? How? Somebody knows something. And sometimes that's all it really takes. If you're really watching your charts, some nights I just like to watch a movie and go through all the charts and just see what's setting up. See if something jumps out at you that doesn't make sense, an erratic drop, an erratic jump, something. So right now, we are coming back down to her original price back here of 0017. We're at 0032. Technicals look like she is still falling. Doesn't look like she wants to retreat. Let's look at the 5-day, 5-minute. She's banging her head against a 50 all the way downhill. She's just banging her head. Looks like she's actually at a point of trying to recover right here. I've got to say the technicals do look like they're trying to push up. We got a crossover on the MACD that has just occurred. PPO, which is the close cousin to the MACD, that is just about ready to cross over. RSI is pretty lackadaisical right now. It's not showing any enthusiasm whatsoever. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of volume going on. So I wouldn't be real anxious to jump into this, but they do have a lot of stuff going on right now. We know there's no danger, and now we're just waiting for something good to happen. And I think while people are waiting, the price is going to dribble down some more, and they're going to play elsewhere until we get some more news on this company. What do you think, Lily?
That's the same thing I think. The move was already pre-planned, it looks like, and they had profit taken. It's happening. We got to see where it's going to level out. And if it can hold and start reversing and start climbing back over those EMAs, now we're looking at something. So just be patient with this one if you like it. Of course, we did a little bit of DD here for you, but dig into the company if this sounds interesting to you. Know what you want to buy, where you want it at. Moving on, though, John, we have Jerome that's asking us to look at CSCW and AEMD.
There you got it there. Oh, CSCW. All right, we'll start with the chart since this is where we're sitting. Quick glance out of the year. She's been falling for a year from $1.25. It was 4 months ago she hit her low of 11 cents. And right now we're at 12.5 cents roughly. Had some bounces in here, but the falls are bigger than the bounces. And let's see, we've got volume that has been coming in since May. It's been pretty solid, but it has been dropping off here. Let's come on down closer. 4-day, 4 month, 4 hour, 6 month. Well, I'm gonna have to come in closer. We just can't see a whole lot there, can we? There hasn't been a lot of activity. So we had a big.
Is that Color Star? Color Star?
It is. Do you know something about Color Star?
Oh, I've traded it a long time ago. I used to trade it quite often.
Oh, I don't know anything. If you know something, please.
I think it's a Chinese company, if I'm not mistaken. I could be getting confused, but I do think it was a Chinese company. I can't remember. Usually, I think Color Star did well when the educational stocks would start going, because we would have those runs of the China education.
Is that
stocks.
what this is? An education stock, you believe?
So, or it's related. Maybe a virtual learning, something like that.
So is that new IPO that you spoke of, JZ. They're a Chinese educational company.
Yes, they are.
So this could move in sympathy with JZ tomorrow.
I mean, it could if JE does good. JZ. If JZ does good, then they might have some sympathy. I think Color Star is in that category too, though, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
We'll find out here in just a second. The chart on the hourly looks like she is set up for a breakout right now. Our PPO is climbing up nice and steady. It's about ready to break the signal line. Our MACD is just now starting to pull away. So breaking that 200 tomorrow with JZ coming on the market could actually have something going on. 5 days.
News. I mean, that could be why it's building up.
Right, exactly. We've got 3 days. She crossed. You can see there's our change right there. Change of trend. She's got.
Says it is the Chinese education stock. See, look at that memory.
There you go. Technicals look good. Everything is starting to push up right now. She is floating above the 200, actually sitting on the 50-day. Had some even activity after market, no down pull. This is actually looking pretty nice. Let's go take a look at CSCW, see what we can learn. Now, is this on the OTC?
Might be now. I know when I traded it was Nasdaq.
Yeah, okay. I just kind of had a feeling. So now the thing we got to remember about Nasdaq stocks is they've got minimum bid price requirements, $1. I don't know of any exceptions. Your price gets under $1 on the Nasdaq, you're in the danger zone. It is not good. It's like being delinquent on the OTC. You can only be down here for so long. You'll get a warning from the Nasdaq. They'll tell you got 180 days to get your price over $1, and it must stay over $1, at least close for 20 days in a row, or we're going to yank you off the market and put you down to the OTC.
I thought it was 10. Never mind.
No, it's 20 days. Absolutely is. So they need to get this price up. And a lot of times you just start finding rabbits being pulled out of hats, things that get the stock to move because it needs to rise. So magic just suddenly appears a lot of times. Color Star Technology. Well, they don't tell us what they are, but they got, well, I see here they are in China, www China ACM. So they are a Chinese company. We can see that. What was the volume on the company today? 5 million down to, I'm reading that right. Yeah, the volume dropped heavily today. by 75% almost. Big
Yeah.
drop in volume. Share structure. 160 million, not too bad. We can live with that. Being on the Nasdaq, you expect them to be making some money. And anytime now, boy, let's see, we'll get rid of that one. We'll get rid of that one. There you go. At the end of the year, they made 6.7 million, got to keep 2.6 million. They got anything going on here? Now, remember, we're on the OTC market looking at a NASDAQ stock, so you may not always get everything they've got. 6Ks are interesting. I can't exactly tell what goes on with 6Ks. Sometimes they're financial. Sometimes they're talking about shares.
For information. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a lot of different types of information. I don't see anything jumping out there. So the last thing we got here is for the news. And they're real bad about bringing in news from the NASDAQ over here. Yeah, real bad. So let's just drop this in over at Twitter just to see if they got anything over here.
I think since nothing's sticking out, I think this may be speculation of potential sympathy with the JE IPO. I really do. Or JC. I keep doing that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Zulu.
Seeing if anybody here sees the connection too. ColorStar Technology, an entertainment and education company, provides online entertainment and performances and music education services in the United States and China. Oh, okay. So I thought they were just Chinese. So I think that's really what it is, though. Nobody else here has put those dots together. Just me and you, Lily. Just me and you, hon. Nobody else is.
I think that's what's happening. Because if you look at it, no pops or anything really. And it's been trending up for the last 3 to 5 days. It's just kind of slowly building up. So I think, if it doesn't catch on, then the people that are in it probably won't take much of a loss. No worries there because they're getting in early. It's anticipation. That's what it is. If, Jay-Z does really good and, just running and running and running, other education stocks, and there's more than CSCW, China's held stocks are going to sympathy. They're going to rise as well.
Yeah, watch the market tomorrow morning, pre-market. Look at the stocks that are running.
Look up those Chinese education stocks tonight. There are others. I've played them. I cannot remember. I want to say J.
There's quite a lot of them. There's quite a lot of them.
There is. And when they all get going, there is a pattern with them. So it's just speculative, you guys. But hey, you heard it here. Check it out.
All right. We're told here that AMED is a high dollar stock. Yeah,
it's AMD. It's Anthlon Medical. I do know this company. So it's AEMD.
Oh, he's got AMED up there.
Yeah, he changed it and he told me I was right.
Oh, okay, good, because that's a high stock.
He told me he was right the first time. So because AMED is high dollar. AMED's high dollar stock. The AEMD is Anthlon Medical. I can't remember the share structure, stuff like that, guys.
That's better.
However, I do remember the massive run to $16. I remember that.
This is 100 times cheaper than the last one we looked at. That was 121. This is $1.21. Big difference.
The build up, and it took some time, but I remember it finally going to 16. And I was playing it
3 years ago. We got now a lot of times I find when I look at the big charts, there will be a bigger spike than they actually show.
Yeah, that's not it. It was $16 range.
And it was probably here. If I was to put this down into minutes, we'd probably see it. Yeah. So that was all the way back 1 year ago. A year ago.
Amazing run. So what I can tell you, I don't know if there's any news here lately or what's going on. I know AEMD has been following the monkeypox stuff right now. They have a product called the Hemo Purifier, and it's a really good product. I mean, I love it. I like it. Problem is we don't have any government backing yet. We don't have anybody, and it could be the company's fault, you guys. But this device, I always thought, which is why I was playing it for that run, I've been buying in and waiting because of COVID. Like, I really thought this device would be good for COVID. And they do have some trials out for it. So the Hemo Purifier takes your blood, cycles it through, and cleans out the antigens that are in there, anything, or the viral load. It reduces it. and then it puts your blood back in you. You're getting better on your own. That's better than pills. That's better than injections. It's better than them aspirated breathing devices, you know. So I was all for it. I still am. I still like that device. That device has cleared Ebola, you guys. That was not a trial. It just so happened that I think it was a doctor that got infected with Ebola, and he was in a lucky situation where they were willing to use it, and they did. And he was really on the brink of death. You got to look this up. This is amazing stuff. But it cleared the Ebola for him, and he survived it. Even
that
after being
amazing.
So far gone, it was pretty amazing. So I love this device. I don't know if this company just needs to get bought out by somebody.
Every house should have one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might not do it that way, but, you know, I don't know if they just need to get bought out because management, I mean, there's huge potential here, unless I'm just missing something. So, yeah, this happens to be one that I really know. I do like it, but this one is shorted to death. It is held down. There's a lot of games that get played with this stock, you guys. And I don't know if you have the patience for it. So what I recommend is to keep it on your chart, your radar, know what I just told you. And, you know, we're still at good, decent levels. If it decided it's going to start doing something, management's improving, our trials are coming through, then start buying in. But buying it and holding it, it's hard because they really do knock it down a lot, quite a lot.
Yeah, right now she's at $1.21. At the end of last month, she hit just over $3. That's probably when some news came out, even though it's not over there at the OTC
That was
market.
some monkeypox stuff, speculations, what it was. Because
I would believe that. Yep. She's come right back down to the 200 again, which is where she's really fighting to get over. She got a big over there, but she's come right back to it. She's under it right now on the 4 hour. Let's see about our 1 hour. She's working her way up to the 200 right now, but there's not a lot of activity. You can see there's like no volume right now.
I'm telling you, it's a hard one to be in. So just, I say, keep an eye on it. Check it all the time. It does have potential. And if it ever got a buyout candidate, like a real big company like AMED or something, now we're talking.
Yeah, what we've got here is she's just hovering around the 200. Even when she breaks it, she has no intention, it looks like, that she ever wants to get far from it. She's just hanging around the 200. So, and right now it looks like she's about ready to go under the 200 again and do a little swimming underwater. So, yeah, this is probably one of those stocks that you've got to wait for a catalyst to come out, some big deal, some buyout, some merger.
I just so want to see the government is providing funding because this device is so incredible for different diseases. The problem is, I think big pharma, you know, it's medicine, it's medications. That's where they make more money. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, you guys. Maybe a bigger company buys it out because I do think they hold the patents on this device. Y'all need to look up that device, the hemopurifier. I don't know if there's any others that's kind of like that. So it's really unique. Very interesting.
The income that they're making right now, I've got to almost wonder if they're just royalties, that they're getting something for some IP because it doesn't cost them anything and they're not making very much. Not right now. What is the share structure on this company since we're here? Don't know exactly, but it's under 15 million.
I want to say, I can't remember if they split. I don't think they did. They did run up to 16. It came back. I don't think we had a split. But, you know, it's trended right at the 90 cents a dollar range for a while. I've been kind of concerned about it.
Yeah, well, it is over $1 now. And she wasn't she under $1?
For a little while. It keeps
right there
down. Yeah.
It hit $1, just hit $1. So, I mean, she's not in any danger. She's not in any danger in that sort of situation. Not right now, anyways.
That they want to split just to attract investors, bigger companies. You know, I don't know, but keep an eye on this one. We do have another one they want us to check out, John. GTEH.
That was today's runner.
GTEH, yeah. And guys, I hope that information I gave y'all help with AEMD. Look it up on your own, though, okay?
Now, Anthony, are you wanting GTCH, the one that was running today, or do you want GTEH, which I've never heard of? Let's see.
Well, I want the ones that got all the money.
Well, we can't look at GET.
I'm kidding.
Wait, no, wait a minute. See, I'm all confused. GTEH. I'm almost sure that is not a ticker. I could be wrong. GTEH, Gentech Holdings.
Yeah, but it's sitting at 1.
Okay, well, Gentech Holdings is, she's on the floor right now. She lost 50%, which means she went from 0002 down to 0001. Gentech Holdings, a while ago, they were actually in the news. Holy cow, look at that float. 30 billion. Oh my God. Boy, that's the size of the Empire State Building right there. Now, I'm going to presume, and since we've just got a few minutes left here.
I am typing the ass, but this one don't have much going on. It's sitting
this is the one I think you meant.
Yeah, GTCH.
GTCH, which was running today. This had news, I do believe it was. No, not there. Was it a disclosure? Let me see. Gentech. My goodness. What was it? The only thing I can think of is Twitter. They're going to tell me. It just slipped my mind, folks. Just totally slipped my mind. GTCH. All right. If I got the right ticker there. Yeah, GTCH. Where's all the
GTCH?
Where's all the talk, folks?
It's nobody cared about it today.
There it is. GBT's first 3D multiplanar microchip continuation patent is strengthening new multidimensional integrated circuitry. So they've got a new special type of 3D chip. I don't know anything about it, folks, but it seems to be a real big deal. This was running from the very start of the day, actually. I was actually watching this one. Yeah, there she is. She had a nice day today. She had a pop a couple of days ago, but you can see she just popped and came right back down to the 200, sitting perfectly on it. She's very content sitting there, and she jumped right at the bell. Had some ups and downs through the day, but has ended up way up here at 0033 when she started off at 0018. You're just under.
I got an update. Is the wrong ticker, and it was GTEH. That's what T's saying. Okay, that's not.
We feel you, brother. Okay. We knew it.
We did look at GTEH, and it's not moving. So
nobody wants GTEH.
Continue on. I thought that was Anthony. I apologize.
No worries. Absolutely right. This is the stock that people were talking about today.
Yeah, we have some movement.
Still on the run. All of your technicals are pointing up. Every single one of them is pointing up. And the bottom line is, if all of your oscillators are pointing up, it's not going to go down. The price is not going to fall if the oscillators are pointing up. It can't. It just won't. So everything looks like it's continuing right now. We hit a high, had a good pullback, and bounced right back off of it as if she did not want to go down in the first place. So I would definitely keep my eye on GTCH for tomorrow, and maybe even a couple of days, because I don't know enough about semiconductor chips and all these other types of chips.
Well, I mean, it could be the whole thing with NVIDIA, AMD, the bill that's been passed. It could be play on that. They may even, factor in that stuff with EVs and green energy. Who knows?
Right.
So there's could be a lot of speculation here going on.
A lot of speculation, and it's an American company, so some more DD. See what they've got going on, see if they're in line for any grants, if they're going to qualify, anything like that. This company has got a product now that people can use, and who knows how far that can go. So monitor the news as well as the charts. All right, I see we run over just a wee bit.
We did, and I will say, you guys, because we never heard back from Anthony, if it was GTEH, we didn't see very much on that one. So if that's something that's just starting to get chatter or something like that, we're just going to we need to dig into it more. So you'll come back next week and let us know how it was doing, and we'll look at it for you for sure. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for joining. We really enjoyed doing this for you.
Thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Morph. I appreciate you all being here, guys. We've missed a few people that had to actually go to jobs and they're just not here anymore. We miss you guys, but we'll be looking for you on the Discord, YouTube.
Yeah, and we'll be here
Twitter,
next Thursday.
And we'll be back Thursday.
And y'all watch JE tomorrow and Chinese education stocks. Just watch it.
We'll see you then. Full picture.
Bye.
Bye.